The 7th year of the Links to STEM program presented challenges that we could not have imagined. As the world was rocked by a global pandemic, we were forced to shift from our in-person, hands-on program to a virtual world. We were stunned as our schools and businesses were closed. We sheltered in place, and it seemed like the world stood still. We realized how interconnected we are when the pandemic spread from person to person across continents. We saw millions of people infected with this invisible killer, and the daily reporting of infections, ICU bed shortages, and deaths took us through emotional highs and lows. Face masks became our protection, and trust the science became our battle cry. Through it all, we saw science rise to the forefront as we all waited for the development of vaccines to protect us and somehow return our lives to some form of normal. Pharmaceutical companies, doctors, nurses, and infectious disease specialists became our heroes. When vaccines were developed, we began to breathe a collective sigh of relief, and we were proud that Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett, an African-American scientist with the National Institute of Health, was one of the key players in developing the Moderna vaccine. While the world was focused on scientific developments related to COVID-19, there were other technological developments which impacted our world. NASA launched the Resilience spacecraft from the Kennedy Space Center to the International Space Station in partnership with SpaceX, a private company. Astronaut Victor Glover was part of the 4-person crew and will be the first African-American astronaut to live for 6 months on the space station. In addition, the nation cheered as NASA's most sophisticated land rover, Perseverance, landed on Mars, the red planet, after traveling nearly 300 million miles in 7 months. The rover will look for signs of ancient life and collect rock core samples and eventually bring them back to Earth for analysis by future missions. San Diego-based companies played critical roles in developing the rover, including designing 5 cameras that will capture and transmit much-anticipated photos of Mars' surface. Soon, we may know if there is water on Mars. History was also made when the SS Katherine Johnson soared into space from a Virginia launch pad. The rocket is named in honor of one of NASA's trailblazing African-American mathematicians, featured in the movie Hidden Figures. Our Links to STEM students adapted by embracing the virtual world of learning. First, we partnered with Hands-On Learning for 2-week-long virtual summer camps, where students learned to program robots, and each student created COVID-19 related inventions. Students displayed their ingenuity by conceptualizing products like Drop and Squeeze, scented hand sanitizer, Medic Robo to scan people to detect COVID, a drone delivery service designed to deliver groceries while we sheltered in place, and drones to connect friends for recreation. Pop-Up, a small pocket-sized capsule that stores a mask, perfect for the homeless population. Pack and Dash, a glove and mask carrier small enough to attach to a cell phone, and a mask tracker to help you find your mask if you misplace it. The ideas of our students were truly outstanding. In fact, the Go Clean machine idea created by Henry Anderson to store COVID-related protection is similar to vending machines introduced months later to provide COVID testing kits in the dorms at the University of California, San Diego. First place honors went to Adanya Houston for Pop-Up, second to Isabella Sotelo for Medic Robo, and we had a third-place tie between Fallon Parker for her mask tracer and Aubrey Allen for her power-off invention. In the fall, our students enthusiastically participated in virtual workshops presented on Zoom every other Saturday. Dr. LeVar and Mrs. Watkins brought an energy to the virtual format that kept their students engaged and learning. Their signature hands up, what's up question could be heard as our little geniuses raised their hands with questions or typed questions into the chat box each workshop. Each month began with a contactless pickup of supplies needed for students to complete their experiments. The math brain teasers remained a constant in the program and kicked off the beginning of each virtual workshop. Our students had so much fun that it did not seem like learning. They adjusted to doing experiments at home while being observed and instructed on Zoom. Each workshop brought a new and exciting experiment, from 3D shapes, chemical reactions, volcanoes, making slime, borax crystal ornaments, STEM scavenger hunts, and understanding the mystery of the Rubik Cube. They learned about amazing STEM contributions in their Black Gems in STEM workbooks and competed in a fast-paced Kahoots game, which rewarded the students who answered the most questions from the readings. They were also mesmerized by the DNA workshops and virtual laboratory tour presented through our new partnership with Mirati Therapeutics. After months of learning the scientific method, our children presented their first virtual science fair. We saw amazing projects researching superfruits, non-dairy baking, plants, density, crystals, hovering, the weather, soap, and teeth. 3 projects soared above the others. Fallon Parker's project on how different liquids affect plants took first place. The second place winner is Zoe Graves, whose Rainbow Teeth project analyzed how liquids affect tooth enamel. And third place went to Camille Larimore with her project on how different variables affect plant growth and taste. All of our little geniuses were truly awe-inspiring. Our students also enjoyed bonding with each other for a virtual movie matinee showing on Netflix of The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. While the younger students were busy each Saturday, the robotics team was also hard at work programming their robots and preparing to compete in the first virtual robotics competition. With no time to waste, they met each Saturday on Zoom and learned to program EV3 robots to perform first LEGO League missions to the replay action theme. They put their creativity and teamwork to the test by developing the FitBox, designed to motivate people to be more active to prevent health problems caused by inactivity for the project portion of the competition. They also worked hard on their robot design and on the core values portion of the competition. Next, the team was introduced to SolidWorks, where they learned programming to create 3D items. The year ended with our young robotics team developing their drone flying skills as they learned to program CoDrone Pros. This year, we also became a National Society of Black Engineers Junior chapter. We held elections, and DeAndre Little was victorious as president. He represented the chapter well and led by example. We will say goodbye to DeAndre and 3 other very special students who are graduating from our program as they leave the 8th grade and transition to high school. Aiden Alexander, his brother Tyler Alexander, and Isabella Sotelo have been in the program since the 5th grade. We will truly miss these little geniuses who have grown up seemingly in the blink of an eye. The year may not have been what we anticipated it would be, but it was still an awesome experience filled with exploration and discovery. It confirmed that with hard work and commitment, all things are possible. We thank the families who entrusted their students to us. We appreciate the many volunteers and mentors who devoted countless hours to make this program possible. We value our sponsors and supporters. Thank you.